Hi,
Hello.
my name is Lawrence Wheatley and I'm working with Empower DC. So let me ask you, how long have you been working or been connected with Empower DC?
I've been connected with Empower DC for 5 to 6 years now.
Okay. And what is your role here at Empower DC?
I am a member. Today I am here to conduct interviews. I'm a trained anthropologist. I've been interviewing people now for the last decade or
Okay.
so.
And I understand you have a new book out that was just published this year. What is the name of that book?
The name of my book is African Americans and Gentrification in Washington, D.C. The subtitle is Race, Class, and Social Justice in the Nation's Capital.
My name is Miss India Fuller.
Nice.
India Taboo Fuller. Yes.
Nice to meet you, Ms.
Nice to meet
Fuller. And tell me what year you were born, please.
I was born December the 8th, 1980.
Okay. And where do you live?
Well, I currently live at 215 K Street Southwest. We used to live at 201 M Street Southwest, apartment 23. That's when I first came down here. I was staying with my mother. It was probably like 94 when I came down here and stayed with her. We were staying in an apartment building on the second floor.
And that was a part of this housing development when
Yes,
you described.
Greenleaf.
Okay.
Yes.
And so now you're still in Greenleaf, but just a different address.
Yes, it's on
Okay.
K Street.
All right.
Around the corner.
Can you tell me what your first impressions of Greenleaf were when you first came here?
My first impressions of Greenleaf, it was kind of interesting. It was like a community that it seemed like families was, kind of like sticking together, helping each other out. Especially in the M Street Court where we was living at. Then we moved around K Street, it was kind of a different kind of thing. My mother tried to, carry on the same traditions to sticking together and helping out in the community, and as far as like helping with the children and feeding them and anything as far as like counseling and stuff that she could do for them. Thanksgiving and Christmas was sort of like her best things that she liked to do as far as like feeding the homeless. We did at the Randall shelter we had did a dinner down there. Probably it was just before it closed. And then they moved over to St. Elizabeth grounds. So just before they did that, we had did one dinner there. So the St. Judah Spiritual Baptist Church, we had came down and fed them, and it was real nice.
And that's what you mean when you say community sticking together.
Yes,
doing things.
yes, helping out the homeless people. Anybody that's in need, because a lot of people in the city be displaced and in need of a place to stay. And
Do you feel that there is a strong sense of community here where you are now, currently?
I believe that it is a strong sense of community if we stick together. It seems like after my mother had passed, it was kind of like sad, because she was gone, and the spirit of her was gone. Somebody that you can always come to get help with anything that you needed.
So it sounds like your mother was she was a leader in the community. That's what you're describing.
Yes, and she passed away of cancer. Yes.
I'm very sorry to hear that.
Yes.
Would you say some folks have emerged into her role as a leader? Are there other leaders that have taken her place?
I'm starting to see that some people are trying to do that in the community. A lot of people, they don't know their rights, and I'm still learning a lot of this stuff too myself. That's why we have to stay active with the Empower DC. far as getting public housing to, do repairs and stuff within our community because they have been lacking.
Speaking of that, what is it that you would say is lacking or missing in the community?
Well, when we try to reach out to them as far as like doing repairs in our unit, it takes them a long time to do it. You really have to call like down to the council office and the mayor's center and go down there and do hearings and speeches and stuff like that in order for them to even come out to do anything. And to me, it shouldn't take all that.
What is at the root of this neglect? Sounds like you're describing neglect of the community. And why is that neglect taking place, in your opinion?
Well, I guess it's a lack of resources. That's what they say. Lack of resources. Lazy workers. They take a long time to respond to the control numbers. You shouldn't have to call down to 1133 when you can simply go to your rental office and make your complaint and tell them what is going on in your unit. It should take them at least 24 hours to address the issue, I believe.
What are your views about the surrounding areas, the areas surrounding Greenleaf? How would you describe that or your relationship with the surrounding residential?
Well, I see a lot of changes that's going on around in the community. And they're trying to do a soccer stadium, and they say they're going to do a mixed population of people. So I think our community is already mixed of population of people. Far as what's going on in the community, well, they're trying to raise the rent and push our people out. And I don't think that's fair, because we only make a certain amount of money, and it's not fair to us.
You can keep talking. If you had more to say. So they're about to raise the rent.
Yes.
And what's gonna be the impact of that on you?
Well, a lot of people will be displaced. You have to do background checks, credit checks, and that's not giving a person a time frame to get yourself prepared for. If they say today you have to up and leave or apply for another apartment, who has money saved up? Nobody. Especially when you on a fixed income. A lot of people that is living in these public housing, they on fixed income. I know I'm working. I receive SSI. So my budget is just limited. I was in school, and I have to take out loans. So that's put me in a credit situation. So if I even apply for these upcoming condos, I wouldn't even be qualified according to the city's budget. So how can I afford to live? So public housing to me is very essential.
What can you guys do? Is there something that can be done? Are there solutions to saving your housing?
Well, if we can get them to actually give us an amount of money that the government or our tax dollars that that we invest, and they utilize and purchase the proper materials, get the proper workers in here and do the proper repairs in a timely frame, not wait until like 60 or 90 days, or if you have to call downtown or go over top of their head, then we probably can get somewhere with this.
Mhm.
But I don't know, because it takes them a long time. I know I had an issue with my refrigerator going out, so they didn't want to even reimburse me for my refrigerator going out. I had to call down the 311 number, and in order for them to even give me a refrigerator into my unit, and it was a second hand. And I know that I refused the second hand refrigerator because I was like, I don't want to take on somebody else's. It could be roaches or bed bugs or anything that could be. That's why I refused that.
Mhm.
They didn't want to do around my baseboard or anything. I called in and I had several complaints about my unit, and my ceiling is leaking, and that's coming from my next door neighbor's toilet.
Where'd you go to school?
I was going straight
Mhm. And then before that,
UDC. I took my GD.
I mean, have you been here since high school and junior high school?
I had dropped out,
Okay.
and I took my GD at UDC.
Okay. Where did your mom work, and where are you working now? What kind of work did your mom do?
Okay, my mother, she was doing like home health aid
Mhm.
for module homes. That's over there in Northwest.
Okay. And where are you working? Because you're getting ready to go off to work now.
Yes, Boston Market. Yeah, part time. Yes.
And do you remember having many? I guess you kind of referred to community celebrations, things that brought the community together. You referred to some things like that.
Yeah, like when kids have graduations and they, the community try to come together and have like graduation parties and stuff to, support the kids going to school and college and things of that nature. We try to stick together. I know when we were staying in M Street, that's what we was doing. They trying to carry on the tradition now, but some adopted and some will not.
Okay. Well, thank you very much. Appreciate it. That wasn't painful, was it?